Did you guys know that every time women, we try to be girls, and we champion a woman for leaving her marriage unprovoked, or we celebrate a relationship ending, or we champion and cheer on a woman who plays a man publicly on the internet, do you know what that does to your sister? We say we're girls, but we're really selfish, because anytime we champion rebellion against our men, it backfires on us. Men also watch the same videos that we put out, and they look at the comments of us going, yes sis, you did that, eat that up, da 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 da, yeah, you should have left that marriage, happiness over everything. Y'all know that hurts your sister, right? Now, don't get me wrong, there are some women who do leave marriages for really specific reasons, but in totality, from what I've been seeing on the internet, a lot of it is just based off of happiness and being quote unquote miserable. There's a saying going around with men saying men will sacrifice their happiness for a marriage when women will sacrifice their marriage for their happiness. And this narrative is spreading like wildfire to the point where men are being very anti-dating. I don't want to say this to discourage anyone, but I need my sisters to understand that the more we broadcast our downfall relationships, the more you share a one-sided story about how your relationship was so trash, or how your marriage was so trash, or whatever the case may be, although you feel like you're venting and you're helping, you're not. You're actually harming the dating pool that's out there. You're actually harming your future prospects. It doesn't hit the way we think it hits. We trauma bond together. We hate the opposite side even more. It doesn't eat the way we think it eats. So if you care about your sister, if you're a girl's girl the way you say you are, you're a part of the sisterhood the way we say we are, be careful before you press record and you post that video. It might just need to stay in the drafts.
Women act like men don't have the internet to see everything they put on social media. Men see it all and also read the comments. The worst are when women share content of them taking care of their men or doing any acts of service, and then the loudest and miserable women shoot them down and chastise them for being in a loving marriage. Single women keep women single. Now, read it backwards. Don't forget that a man saves money when he is not in a relationship, and a woman saves money when she's in a relationship. Women should know all the time that they are not even going to find a man who checks all of their boxes at a time. If they should give men the same good grace they do give them, relationships would have been much better. A man will be unhappy. He will go get himself a PlayStation, but a woman will be unhappy or bored, and they will tell her to leave her marriage and not even to talk to her husband or find a hobby or even a common interest. This is one of the reasons why men are just so tired of Western women and are now going overseas. There was once a co-worker of mine that got divorced because his wife got bored. Mind you, their life was so perfect, and out of a blue, her wife woke up and decided to divorce him because she felt unhappy in the marriage. I have seen some fully grown adult women leave their marriages and ruin their lives and their kids' lives, all just to chase this idea of fun, which are just clubbing and getting played on dating apps and in real life by Chad, Tyrone, Dominic, etc. Men don't take advice from unaccomplished men, and that's not the same for women. This whole dating thing is no longer viable for men. It is now better for young men to focus on wealth, mental health, and fitness. Fellas, she is not yours, rather it is just your turn. Use those passports, fellas.
A lot of women are just mentally ill when it comes to dating, and someone has to say it, and well, it might as well be me. And I know this is going to trigger some of you, but this is straight up hypocritical behavior that needs to be called out. You don't want the nice guy, so instead you go for the toxic bad boy who treats you like garbage. You'd rather chase the chaos, the drama, and the challenge of trying to fix someone who clearly doesn't want to be fixed. We ignore the green flags from good guys because they feel boring or too available. Make that make sense. Then when the relationship crashes and burns, which it always does, instead of reflecting on the choices and accepting that actions have consequences, you run to your friends, run to the internet, and complain that there are no good men left. But the reality is, you literally chose this. You had options. You had the good guy right there, but he wasn't exciting enough for you. But a lot of you would rather find out the hard way. And while you're choosing drama and toxicity over genuine love and respect, Those good guys get swooped up by women who actually appreciate them. You can't reject good men and then act shocked when you're left with trash. So let's just stop blaming all men for the type of men you keep choosing. The problem isn't that good men don't exist, it's that you don't want them.
Most of the good men don't get swooped up by good women, rather they get swooped up by the same women addicted to drama, but wanting to give good men a chance, and only to break them because they are addicted to the drama that is no longer there, or sometimes these men are too traumatized by repeatedly being abandoned for the boring stability that they provided, and it makes them incapable of making the first move anymore. And since there is still this ridiculous societal expectation that men have to make the first move, creating a new group of men who may be good, but are now fed up and avoiding women altogether when it comes to relationships. Some even end up eventually becoming the very bad boys women have always wanted, unironically. Women can't even recognize good men when they see one because they don't want them. Women always say that there are no good men instead of saying that they are making bad choices and been played by the same players all over again that will still beat and cheat on them. They would rather go for the bad boys than to the nice guys, because the latter are boring and they don't trust them. Women grew up dating the bad boy and they get used to the chaos because it is emotionally charged, and when they meet a guy who is chill, normal, and good, it will become super boring to them because the toxicity isn't there anymore. Wise women choose early and properly, and they do not listen to propaganda like, see the market, try something new every day, see what you like, boss queen. Women should date to marry and build together or FAFO. Looking in the dumpster for valuables rarely works out. You can find some broken things to use for a while, but it never lasts. Unfortunately, women never get it because they simply don't want to. It has always been that way and always will be.
Me and my boyfriend talk about this all the time, but there's no real love out here because women are taking dating advice from whores and from strippers and have basically turned dating into this transactional like conquest instead of trying to find true love. You know what I'm saying? When you have true love with somebody, they won't have a dime in their name, but they're gonna make sure they get a dime for you. Do you get what I'm saying? They're gonna do whatever they can to make sure they get you something. But y'all are so worried about a motherfucker having millions and trillions when a lot of women don't even understand they not worth millions and trillions, okay? One thing that Kevin Samuels, I think, was trying to tell women, he wasn't trying to break down the black woman. I think he was trying to bring the woman to reality, because we got to understand what we fucking look like. I think men have always known what they look like, and we don't. We think we look 20 times better than what we actually do, and then we think we deserve all this shit when we really do not. You know what I'm saying? I literally watched this video of this woman saying, yeah, I got my own car. I got my own house. I pay all my own bills. I cook dinner every fucking night. I take care of all my 4 kids. So, yeah, if you come over here, you need to have this and that. Girl, what? You're living your life. You're living a regular life. You're doing what an adult is supposed to do. So, I don't know. It's just scary as fuck, because I was thinking earlier, I'm like, I'm about to put my boyfriend on my life insurance, okay? Because I really do love him. And, you know, I want to make sure that I give and he gives as well. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
Respectfully, did you not think that feminism flipping the polarity would not have its repercussions? Did you not think attacking and demeaning men online every morning and night wouldn't have men treating you with the same disdain you dish out? The narrative went from decentering men to so who is going to be the boys, and every day there is a new cope created to pour gasoline on the fire. Ask yourself, what is the end goal and the end result? You can't shame men anymore because they now know collectively who you folks are. Your power trip has spoiled society as well as the dynamic between women and men. Therefore, there will be no amount of name-calling, guilt-tripping, etc. that will change men and the narrative. Women have ruined the community of dating. You will go on dating apps, and you will see black women asking for money and begging to be spoiled. There are several races in there, but you will only see black women begging and selling box. I think that it is too late for women in this era, even for the ones worthy of being wives. They are being associated with the louder voice of Me Too movement. Men are raising their standards, and women are simply raising the price tag on their foreheads by believing that their value in a man's eyes will automatically increase in the process. Men are finally waking up to the BS of women, and they needed to hear and see it for themselves to realize how terrible majority of women actually are. Unfortunately, majority of men have checked out of the dating pool, and women forget one thing. Men hold the key to a relationship, while women hold the key to sex. Sex is easy to get, but not a relationship. Feminism is out there destroying families. No one hates a woman more than other women. What do you expect? Misery loves company. You want to see sisters going after each other? Try to celebrate a good, healthy relationship. They can't stand that. Marriage or dating has no value for men. Social media and women ruin dating, period.
You feel is a decent amount to spend on the first date?
Oh, I don't think it matters.
What? You don't think it matters?
No.
The internet is going to come for you heavily for this.
I think these girls that feel like the date that they take you on defines the man that they chose, they're full of crap. It's absolute BS. I think that it's a woman that's looking for the bigger, better deal, that has the audacity to say, I can't believe you want to bring me to the Cheesecake Factory. A lot of these dating scammers that literally go on a date every night just to be able to eat something, you're lucky you're eating tonight because you probably can't afford to do it yourself. These men don't give money, they give bags these days, and you can't eat that. So be grateful that you got some food. And be grateful that a man put in enough effort to take you somewhere. And that's the problem. I personally feel like that's the problem with today's day and age. Like, a lot of men are becoming lazy in dating. They're becoming lazy in the pursuit because there's no appreciation for what they do. And now women have these super high entitlement level thoughts that they deserve to be brought to freaking Bora Bora on their first date. And it's like, who are you to even ask for that? What value have you brought to that man? It's audacity. It's the audacity for me.
Audacity for me.
And on top of that, you should want to be friends with the person that you're choosing anyway. If I don't like you, I'm not going on a trip with you. I'm sorry, but Instagram photos on no. Homegirl, be grateful that that man put in some effort. And you know what? The more appreciation that you choose, the better treatment you'll get.
Bar.
That's what I think.
Bars.
I don't think the amount of money matters. I think that just do something that you like. If that man likes you, you like to go. Take me salsa dancing. It's free on Wednesday nights before 10 o'clock. And then it's $10 to get in. And I would love that. Buy me a bottle of water because it does get hot and I do sweat. You know? Or let's go for a walk in the park. Or let's sit in a car and eat ice cream and talk about aliens. You know, like whatever it may be. But that's because, are you out here just trying to go on nice dates? Or are you out here trying to get to know a person for partnership in life?
I wish I could just microphone drop.
I'm serious.
You went off. I'm just over here.
I'm just frustrated.
I know you saw how I was looking at you. I was just like, she's going on.
I'm frustrated because women are ruining good men by acting like they deserve more than they do.
Damn.
A lot of these women out here really don't have nothing coming.
Damn. How do you... Okay. Well, Jesus Christ.
At least that was a straight.
So, men and women, chime in the comment section. I allowed this young lady to state something that I've said a million times, but when I say it, I'm wrong. She feels like certain women ruin the dating game, and I agree with it as well. Some women are generally out here trying to find their soulmate, and some of y'all are only looking for a sponsorship. This woman is not hindered by any of the fake social media aspects of dating. She's not ugly, so she doesn't look like a Gila monster. She's not Big Bertha, and colorism doesn't play a factor in her either. So she looks like she has no problem getting into a relationship or sustaining a relationship or just getting a man in general. She spoke freely.
I am 100% in agreement with her. She is one of the few women out there that are consistently making sense. The sad thing now is that women will attack her for speaking truth. People forget how our parents' date nights were back in the day. Walk in the park, drive-ins, etc. Any woman that makes you spend money on your first date is a red flag and an inconsiderate human being. Dating these days have been made transactional by women, and men are now of the notion that it doesn't even worth trying. I don't even understand why you would make someone you just met to spend heavily on you when in fact, you can't even afford to spend that amount consistently on yourself. A lot of the so-called high-class women can't even afford to buy themselves dinner, but will have large mouths when it comes to how a man would want to spend his money. Cheesecake Factory is a fantastic place for dates, and I don't know why most women don't fancy it. Men are completely underappreciated and expected to do the most for what? Because you can cook, clean, and spread your legs? What value do you bring to him? Absolutely nothing. Sitting down, eating ice cream, and talking about aliens sounds nice, and yeah, it is a quality time to learn about each other, and it is also very important. Women contributed a lot to the cesspool of dating. Grown women should be able to fund their fun. Women have ruined dating, and men are completely going their own way. I don't think that it is now difficult to understand why men have left the dating scene. They want men to take their broke lives to restaurants they could never ever afford. Entitlement is one of the worst things about today's generation. They want everything, but can't work towards getting them.
The more successful and intelligent a woman becomes, the more her dating pool shrinks. And that sounds like a win, but then I think about the fact that the opposite is true for men, and it's really hard to not get frustrated by that. Like, the more successful or intelligent a man becomes, the more that women want to date him, and I hate that it's backwards for us. I'm a scientist, so I love experiments and data, and I saw a girl leave a comment that said that she removed her MBA from her dating profiles, and it resulted in a 3 to 4 times increase on her matches, and that was the only thing she changed. Having a PhD, I've definitely seen this to be the case. I have seen a lot of situations where guys will completely switch up the way that they're talking to me when they find out I have a PhD, especially if I meet them, in the wild, and it's not something that you can tell about me just from looking at me. I think the reason for this is that it causes resentment. So even in situations where women are making more money than their partner or they're smarter, if that woman is using her finances or using her intelligence to help build her boyfriend up, he will leave you out of resentment if he is insecure, because it preys on your insecurity to be with a woman that is doing better than you. Now, again, I'm not describing all men here, but this whole concept really reminds me of this video I saw last night talking about Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban. And the theme of the video was that men who have to be built up will always resent you for it. And it's not that they're not aware of what you're doing, it's just that it emasculates them. In the same way that women want men to bring out their feminine energy when they're dating, men want you to bring out their masculine energy. They want their egos to be boosted. They don't want to feel like it's being broken down. They don't want to be made aware of where they fall short. They just want to feel like they have it together. I think that that part is true for every man, that they all want to feel masculine in their relationship with a woman, but the way that they're able to feel masculine might look different for different relationships. That being said, a lot of women suggested that I try to find different ways to date up, including joining matchmaking agencies. I've actually joined 3 so far. The thing is that I'm not a paying client. I'm on the free roster of women that paying male clients get to choose from, and so I don't exactly get my pick of the litter. But I do think it's a good start in the right direction. I have learned to become extra picky. I have tried to really practice using my boundaries. And I definitely haven't lost hope. I don't think that all men are bad. I know that they're not all bad. I saw so many positive success stories in the comments the last time I talked about this, of so many women that had to kiss a lot of frogs to find their prince. I know in my heart that that person's out there, and I really am excited about the possibility of meeting them. I'm just learning so much about dating and how different it is than what I expected from when I was younger and from before I started my PhD program and after. I really just share this stuff so that other women in my position know that they're not alone, and to also give you guys a reason to talk about why it worked for you, to share the positives you've seen, and to remind other people that it's not all bad out there. For me personally, it was only 9 days ago that I had to end the beginning of a relationship with someone that I was seeing, that I was really interested in, but our goals did not align and it just didn't work. And I'm sad. I feel anxious a lot of the time. Every day has been a little bit challenging, but I just know that there's a better person out there for me, and that's what keeps me going. So keep sharing the positive stories. I love hearing them, and I will continue taking any advice you have. But if this helps at least one person, then I'm glad I posted it.
I feel like your analysis is completely off. The reason a man's pool grows as he becomes more successful is because he doesn't exclude less successful women from it. Most successful women do not want to date less successful men, which is why their pool shrinks. Her dating pool doesn't shrink. She shrinks her dating pool, and that's a huge difference. She could date men who make less than her if she wanted to, but she refuses to. But it is the opposite for men. Men are criticized regardless of intelligence, and women aren't. What is his is ours, and what is mine is too pervasive. Women still want to date up and not down, but men down even when they can only date up. She was wondering why. then proceeded to be completely wrong. Studies have been done about this already, which is funny because she is a scientist. But to summarize, then studies it goes down to the women's psychology that want equal and prefer more successful men, which is effectively restricting their dating pool. Meanwhile, men don't really care about dating up or down, so their pool increases as they gain more success. In essence, it is just women's psychology in pursuit of dating up. You think educated, successful guys have a wide dating pool? You are funny. It is like swatting off gold diggers. Most of the ones I know all met their spouses in college and then got the degrees. You did it backwards, and now you are realizing how small your dating pool is, and the prospects are very grim. The whole feminine and masculine energy is just a misogynistic propaganda meant to make you think that you have to make yourself little for an insecure man. You are feminine if you feel like it, and masculine if you feel like it, but neither is good or bad. We need to name the qualities we want and not put them under an umbrella term like feminine or masculine. A good partner will support you and make you feel appreciated, and it has nothing to do with being masculine or feminine. Evolutionary psychology and behavioral psychology explain this phenomenon very well. Men just do not care what you make. You are in your masculine by doing all the things a man would typically do, and it is an instant turn off. Women aren't secure to date men that make less than them. So why complain that those guys aren't giving you the time of day? It doesn't help that women don't tend to date down like successful men do.
You know, if 3 years ago someone told me that I would be coming up online criticizing some of the trifling fuck shit that women are doing and defending men, I would have been like, what? What you mean? Like, how the tables have turned, where all of the trifling shit that women would complain about back in 21, 22, they're doing it in 25. They're straight doing it in 25. Like, how do y'all complain about men are not putting in effort? Men are not being intentional with the dating. Men are not doing X, Y, Z. And then when they meet a man that does everything, checks all of the blocks, you turn around and treat him like shit and ghost him. Huh? Ooh, may that karma find you. And that karma is going to be ugly. Like, the very first video that I come across is a guy on the verge of tears, and he is irritated, and his feelings is 1000% validated, because what you mean, you talk to a girl for 2 whole months, you plan everything out, you are taking time off from work to take this girl out on the first date, and this bitch ghosts you. Straight up ghosts you. Ooh, may that karma find her. May that karma find her. And after listening to his story twice, just to make sure that I'm not being biased about it, I was like, these are the same birds that will come up on Beyonce's internet talking about, my ex is a narcissist, and I'm a survivor, and I'm a victim. Nah, you're the problem. You are the problem. Between listening to that and Checo's content, oh my God. The problem is the women. And I'm going to keep saying this with my whole ass chest. The reason why the dating is hot, piss, and shit is because of the women. Is because of the women. Because y'all come up on Beyonce's internet and say with your whole ass chest that you don't want a guy that treats you good. You don't want a guy who's intentional. You don't want a guy who sits there and pays for everything. Because the standards, these high-ass standards that you have for him, you don't like him. And that the dude that you really like, the dude that you're willing to have put you through the mattress like a spatchcock chicken, he ain't shit. He'll never be shit and will never amount to shit. He ain't even got a fucking job. And that you lower the bar and you lower the standards for these types of dudes. Hell, you give him money. And so it's mind-boggling how after he puts you through the ringer and he treats you like shit and he breaks your spirit, now you want to come up on Beyonce's internet talking about, I'm a victim. My ex is a narcissist. No, sweetheart, that was your fault. That was 100% your fault. And then after he done put several babies up in you, and maybe gave you HIV, because now y'all going around talking about you don't even like wearing condoms, and that y'all trying to normalize HIV like, oh, it's just a pill that I got to take for the rest of my life. Oh, you hoes are nasty. Y'all are nasty. So hopefully the men are paying attention to the fuck shit that y'all are admitting to on the internet and moving accordingly. Because I'll tell you this much, none of you hoes are good enough to date my son.
You are not defending men. You are defending common sense. I can't believe the amount of accountability women are taking in these days. Dating has stopped being about finding a partner to love and grow with. It is more like they are shopping for the perfect Instagram accessory. Men have been saying for a long time how women treat and ruin good guys. It is sad that men need social media to be believed. Nothing confuses a woman more than a broke guy that is good in bed. One of the most toxic phrases is bare minimum. My boyfriend made me a nice lunch. Bare minimum. Like what? That reaction your younger self had was patriarchy. It was the belief that women are morally pure, innocent victims, and that men are responsible for everything. Men are done showing women what it is like to be appreciated, cared for, and loved. They are now showing it to themselves. Dating has become ultra-capitalistic. Everyone wants to be the perfect partner, but without being the perfect partner. This is the reality of most younger men who are just graduating high school or college. Imagine being 20, just getting out on your own, and a woman wants you to treat her like royalty. That will definitely send him into depression quick. They will always blame hormones, and it is the same hormones sensible women manage. Women just need to admit all they want is to be using men as ATMs. To be honest, there is no humanity in relationships anymore. If you want to build wealth, you should at least have an inner peace, live a meaningful life, and remain single. Men, date within your class, intellectually, psychologically, financially, and otherwise. When you as a man have worked really hard to get to the top, you don't have to settle for less. Men are going their own way.
Men are the biggest romance killers in relationships, and most don't even know it. They wonder, where did the romance go, or why didn't the romance begin? The problem is the lack of appreciation from women to men. Most women tend to focus on the negatives instead of the positives in relationships. If your boyfriend or husband does something nice, they bring you a coffee, they open your door, bring you flowers. Show him your appreciation, say thank you, give him a hug, give him a kiss, tell him you love him. Don't just expect these things. As much as we want appreciation, men want it too. If he's not being romantic, maybe look inwards and see what it is that you're doing wrong. Because appreciating your man can go such a long way. That's what motivates them to want to do nice things for you. Are you constantly just nagging him and criticizing him instead of appreciating the nice things that he does for you? Are you trying to also fulfill his love language? Are you giving him what he requires in a relationship? Something's very small, like going up to him and giving him a long hug, giving him a massage, doing cute little things like that, like things that he will appreciate, can go a long way, and that will make him actually want to do nice things for you. So if you're wondering why he's romantic with the next girl and wasn't with you, the problem wasn't him, it was you. Romance isn't one-sided, and it shouldn't just be expected from men. Give them something to work with.
The worst is when you do something nice for them and they will call it the bare minimum. If she ever uses that phrase, run and block her on everything, because those type of women usually have nothing to offer but expect to receive everything. Society needs to change, and it must start with women going against modern feminism, or they are going to be doomed, including the future generations of women. The worst thing a man could do is to open up to his girlfriend or wife about his feelings, or even cry in front of her, because it is highly guaranteed that she is going to leave you after that little stunt of yours. Women are too emotional, and they hate being around someone that acts like them. Men always feel not appreciated enough by women, especially if he has sacrificed a lot for her. The craziest thing is that it takes nothing or very little to make men feel appreciated. A man would bring home a flower every Friday night and put it on the counter for his wife or girlfriend. She would go all week without even noticing it. Women should always appreciate what they have, or they won't find it anywhere again. Men don't care anymore. They prefer to stay single than to be in a thankless and toxic relationship. Living the single life and men going their own way are the goals now. Today's video is finished. Tell me your thoughts in the comment section. See you all next time. Thanks for always watching.